I'm out here on the Indian Ocean. I really love the ocean. Love the smell. What else do I love? I love the coolness. I love just the wind and the waves. Spent so many years, 20 years windsurfing. Love the three-dimensionality of it. Not tonight, it's all a bit flat. And ocean can be just, it's good for my soul. Love living near it. But obviously it can be a bit dangerous. Sharks, there's been shark attacks just south of here and up north, a few of them. Could be some swimming around here, who knows, the right time of day. Obviously also sometimes the ocean floor shifts and you get a tsunami, and the biggest tsunami 10 years ago, almost to the day, in Aceh, smashed the coast of Aceh, killed 250,000 people. Went up there and helped, and even now when I think about the shore and see people, I can't help but visualise that massive wave that rolled ashore. And you know, sometimes of course oceans represent man's suffering. One thinks of D-Day, the landings at Normandy. I'm looking over at the shore over there now and thinking about guys marching ashore into machine gun fire, apparently brilliantly and accurately portrayed by Spielberg in Saving Private Ryan. Gallipoli, that sort of thing. I remember walking ashore at Anzac Cove, having just walked into the ocean, and it was such a deep and profound feeling. Actually, to be honest, a couple of times the ocean's nearly taken my life. When I was just 17, went surfing with some mates, and just get to go around the corner here a bit. Yeah, so it's the ocean has a few times nearly taken my life. When I was around 17, I went surfing with some mates, Scarborough Beach, and the waves it was just so rough. I got caught in the waves, and I lost all my strength by then from paddling, and lost my board. The board had gone ashore, and I just came up from under a wave, and there was this monster came and dumped me before I even had a chance to catch my breath. And I remember tumbling and tumbling under the water, didn't know which way was up. And I thought, well, I'm going to drown, and this is what it's like to drown. They're going to read about it in the paper tomorrow morning. And I still remember that sense of bliss when I came up, broke the surface, took a gulp of air, and then I looked over and noticed that all the waves were breaking to my right. In other words, I'd been tumbled so far, I'd been carried out past the waves. And my sister, bless her heart, chatterbox that she is, had talked about what she'd learned at her surf lifesaving course. And that probably saved my life, because I was taught to swim sideways to get out of the rip. And then I came ashore absolutely exhausted. I was just 17 then. The second time happened when I was windsurfing. I was sailing along and just wasn't experienced enough. And I got catapulted, which means I got a gust of wind through me, lifted me off the board, and the sail snapped like a whip. I crashed into the sail, spun around. I ended up underneath the sail in the water, and the sail was filling with water, but the problem is my harness line had done a couple of loops around the hook, and I couldn't get out of it, so I was stuck under the sail with water pushing me down. Huge amount of water on a 6 square metre sail. Couldn't get out of it. Thank God, I tell you. The water, I'm 6'3" tall. The water was about 5'6" deep, and I managed just to put my toes down and push my head up through the sail and get some air. That was probably 20 years ago, and I think, you know, I could have died each of those times easily. Have I made my life worth it since then? In the way that, going back to Saving Private Ryan, when his life was saved by the guys that went to get him. And he looks back 50 years later and he says to his wife, he looks to his wife and he says, have I been a good man? Have I made my life worth it? The dying captain had said to him, you might remember, earn it, make your life worth it. And he said to his wife, have I been a good man? And I think, well, I've nearly died a few times. Have I been a good man? I suppose in the scale of things, if a pass mark's 5 out of 10, that's good. And then you got very good, and then you got excellent. I think I'm probably just a good man. I think I'm probably okay at that. Not very good or excellent, probably get a pass mark. I don't know, I have to ask my kids, my wife, the community. I think I've done a few good things, but I've tried to get past my own selfishness and laziness at times and try to think of how I can make a difference. Hope I have. I'm only 64. I feel like, maybe I'm here for a purpose. A lot of people don't like to hear that sort of stuff, think it's all random. I don't, but anyway, I think I'm maybe made for a purpose, and I hope that I can continue to find what that is. I certainly feel like in medical research made a bit of a difference, not so much me, but the team I work with. The fathering project I think is going to make a huge difference. I hope my kids think I've been a useful dad. I hope my wife thinks I've been okay sort of partner in life, community. I hope my friends think that I've been a good friend. I've cared about them and paid attention to them, listened to them. I think so. Have I been a good man? I hope so. Maybe I've got 20 seconds, if there's any sharks around. 20 days, 20 years, who knows, to go. And I hope that I will, having been spared from those catastrophes in the sea, hope I make a difference. Help people to change.